Street TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning, good day, depending on where you are tuned in from, and compliments of the new year. I trust that you have begun your year well and that you are planning for great success in 2025. This is Laureen Magotsi, and this is your program, as always, the Thursday Morning Digest, and we come to you live from the Elevate TV studios right at the heart of the city of Nairobi. Today we have a very, very important topic, which is personal growth. At the beginning of the year, many people intend to have a successful year. Many people hope to have a good year. Many people sometimes plan so that they can have a great and fulfilling year. I don't know about you, but this morning we want to look into what personal growth means for each and every one of us, and how you can ensure you are a better person, you have grown at the end of 2025. So without taking much time, I want to introduce my guest this morning. Beth, please introduce yourself to our viewers. You're not very new to the show, but thank you for taking time to be with us this morning.
All right, thank you so much. It's good to be here again in the new year. Thank you so much and for this opportunity. Good morning to our viewers who are joining us from different parts of the globe. We welcome you to the show, and we are looking forward to having a great show. We are convinced you're going to have a good show.
All right.
Speaking about personal growth.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell our viewers about yourself a little bit.
Oh, right. Yeah. I am Beth Gachura. I am a life coach. I help people in their journey of personal growth, personal development, and just becoming a better version of themselves and bouncing back. That's just about building resilience and overcoming setbacks and challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. So thank you so much again for taking time to be part of this show.
Thank
it's
you.
our first this year, so our viewers, you are in for some good treat. So maybe we can start by looking at what is personal growth?
All right. When I was growing up years back, and also when I began my journey into evolving, I used to think personal growth was more about acquiring more skills, ticking more boxes, checking more boxes about things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But one day, that shifted. I had a conversation with somebody who posed a question to me and asked, what if personal growth is about becoming more than just doing? Or about just checking? And that question had me really shift my perspective. Yeah. That personal growth is not about checking boxes, the things that I wanted to do, or the skills that I was looking to acquire. But it was about Beth becoming the better version of herself, who she was truly meant to be. And then dawned on me, that is what personal growth is. It is not in competition with anybody, and you're not doing it out of pressure, but you just have that desire, that quest to become a better person than you were last year, perhaps, now that we are in the new year, a better person than you were even last week, even last month. It is a journey that anybody can partake, and everybody should always looking to better themselves. Yes.
So what I hear you saying this morning is that it's not complicated.
No, it's not.
Neither is it something that you need a list of 100 things to do.
No.
Wow. Okay.
I think that takes pressure for many people. Neither is it about even acquiring skills or signing up for a course. Going for something, or just acquiring or getting something. But if you were a better person than you were last week, you are already in the journey of personal growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Again, viewers, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Please engage with us. Share any questions, comments that you may have, and we'll be able to look into them and address them in the course of this show. Okay. So we've looked at personal growth as being something, not really something, but being a better person every day.
Yes.
Every day. Like I'm better today than I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
So then how do I achieve that?
There are many ways
Okay.
to achieve that, and it would be different for different people because we are all at different places. We have different journeys and different levels or even different seasons. So there are many ways. One of the ways I would say is becoming self-aware.
Okay.
And becoming self-aware in simple terms just means you are cognizant of your strengths, your weaknesses, and also asking yourself critical questions like, who am I? Are you able to answer that question? When we look into the mirror, who am I?
Okay.
Where am I at? Where am I going? Who do I want to be? So self-awareness is just a critical inward looking. And do you realize the person you are? There's an exercise I like to do sometimes as I help people in this journey of even becoming self-aware, because we like to focus more on the strengths just to feel like we're in a good things, because if we look at the bad side, we might just feel a bit overwhelmed. And so the exercise is I ask people, just get a piece of paper or a book and write 40 good things about yourself. 40 good things about yourself. And then you would be surprised how people struggle to write 40, even 10 good things about themselves. So this exercise just helps somebody reflect on your life. What are the good things about me? Are the good things I love about myself? What are the good things I see? Because we tend to see other things in other people more than we see ourselves. So one of the journeys and the things you can start is become more self-aware. Who is Beth at the end of it all? Who is she? What does she want to do? Where is she at? Where is she going? Yes.
A very interesting thought crossed my mind as you were explaining self-awareness. So if I come to you, for example, and I say, okay, I would like to start a journey of personal growth. And I am supposed to define who I am. What exactly is that? Because when you go to an interview, a job interview, and they say, tell me about yourself. Nowadays, we are being coached on what that means. Because when they're asking you about yourself, they're really asking you about the relevant things about you that may perhaps be tying to your job. So when we look at personal growth, and I come to you and you ask me who I am, what exactly am I looking at? Am I looking at what I do? Am I looking at what I want to become that I'm not yet, you know? So maybe you can help us there as well.
Interesting that you ask that, because again, another exercise I carry out with people is telling people, if you're on a global platform, or maybe even the platform that we are on today, and we ask to introduce yourself, how would you introduce yourself without saying your gender, though we can see what your gender is, your background, your tribe, your status, whether you're married or you're single, or even your accomplishments. What other ways can you introduce yourself in a creative way? So what are the ways is, what are the things that tick you? You know, the things that fuel your fire. What are your values? What are your passions? What also troubles you? Like, what problems do you seek to solve? How do you just carry on the journey of life? So other than just mining, my accomplishments, what I studied in school, my tribe, what else defines Beth? Because tell me about yourself. That is a question many people struggle with. Tell me about yourself. They don't even know. Maybe you'll start maybe running someone through your CV. But beyond your CV, you have values, you have purpose, you have passion, you have things that trouble you, and things that trouble you are basically things that you think you can offer solutions to. There are things that fuel your fire every day. There is what that keeps you going. And that is now how we begin to dissect who are you.
Interesting. Viewers, so I hope you're taking notes and you're learning how to define yourself, because it's important for us to be self-aware. So once someone is self-aware, okay, they've done maybe the 10 good things about themselves.
Yes.
And maybe negatives and all that. Then what?
Then other ways that feed into that now
Yes.
is another way of personal growth is your mind, your mindset. All right? So we like to look at mindset in terms of, do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? So a fixed mindset is someone who says, this is who I am, this is where I am at, this is what I am capable of, this is what I'm doing. In other words, someone with a growth mindset would be willing to take it a bit further and even to challenge themselves. So a growth mindset person would say, this is where I am at now. All right? This is what I am good at now.
Yeah.
This is what I am capable of now.
Yeah.
When you add the word now, you give yourself room that this is actually not who I am. But with effort and with learning, I can improve. I can evolve. I can transform. So the mindset, your mindset, is the ability to be able to embrace challenges and even question. Because you see, sometimes we box ourselves and without questioning things. We grow into society, into norms and into traditions that define us. And then if we don't question what those are, what they do is they limit us. They give us limitations. So our mindset that is wired or tilted towards growth is a mindset that, first of all, is a courageous mindset. You're bold, that you can question things. You can question, why do people do this? You can even question things in your own life. You can question, why have I believed that this is how far I can go? Is it a reality, or is it just an illusion? So that mindset of wanting to challenge things, of to push beyond limitations, of even to challenge yourself, is a mindset that allows you for growth. It's a mindset that supports for personal growth. Yeah. I don't know whether that is making sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. But the question I have now for you is, are people wired that way, or is it something that people can be taught?
Again, it can be taught. Again, it all depends on the mind, because someone with a fixed mindset might say, I cannot learn this. But without even realizing, many of the things we do today are things we were not born with or into. We've had to learn over time. We've had even to self-teach ourselves. We have taught ourselves some skills, and other skills we have been taught. Other skills we have watched, and other things we have watched. So a fixed mindset is a mindset that really is, there are people who are like that, say, I cannot do this. I cannot go back to school. Why? You ask them, they will say, I am too old for this. Or I don't have time for this. Or I cannot do. By the time you're telling yourself, I cannot, you're already limiting yourself. But have you seen people going back to school at the age of 50, at the age of 60, at the age of 40, or even going back to people like who dropped out of school? So it's a mindset that says, I can do it. So the growth mindset is a mindset of I can. Or I am willing to. With effort and with learning, I can do this.
All right. I'll come back to that when we try to tie point number 1, which talks about self-awareness, and then number 2, mindset. But maybe we can move and see, so what else do I need to do for me to take on a growth trajectory?
All right, another one I can bring there is just actions. So personal growth, again, cannot be just something, it cannot be a happenstance, all right? It cannot just say, I sit and I'm waiting to grow. I am hoping for great things in 2025, or maybe I'm just praying for a great 2025, but what action am I taking? So the other point brings me to action. And action does not necessarily have to be these big actions. Actually, big actions are a bit hesitant. You break them into small manageable, or palatable actions that you can do even on a daily basis. What you could do is write down your goals. I don't know how many of us have written our New Year goals. I mean, or things we are hoping to do this year. And it's a very good thing to do, actually.
Yes.
Sit down, write your goals. But then again, those goals must be broken down into actions. So action and consistency. In action, I must then insist on being consistent.
Okay.
Somebody said, I listened to this man who was saying that if you can do one thing for 1 hour daily for 5 years, you'll be an expert at it. All right? Other ways I can put that, if you do one thing consistently, action, you do one thing consistently, your gifts, your commitment to those actions that you're doing will make room for you. So the thing with action, it has to be consistent.
Okay.
It has to be intentional. Because if then we are talking about growth, growth doesn't just happen. Okay? Growth doesn't happen. So there is your part. What actions are you taking into becoming a better version of you? Remember, we said it is not just about ticking boxes or just acquiring more skills, but it's about us becoming better than we were last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I hear you, and maybe on behalf of our viewers.
Yeah.
So how do I come up with the actions that I need to take? And I'm asking that in two ways. One, there's someone who may be sitting there and thinking, okay, I have goals, I have what I want to do, but how do I develop that into some action plan that will help me, review at the end of the year? But then secondly, that person with that mindset, the fixed mindset, how can they be helped?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start with the first question of where do I start even coming up with these actions.
Yeah.
So there's something that you can do is a personal or a self-assessment.
Okay.
Okay. You can begin by assessing your life. Where are you at?
Okay.
All right. What are the areas you feel are the areas that need to be given priority?
Yes.
Because again, what matters to you is not necessarily it's my journey. Everybody has their own journey, and actually own your journey and don't compare yourself. So once then you find these are my key areas of priority in my life, then what you might have an end point in mind that I want to become like this.
Yes.
Maybe I want to be more fit. Okay, for example, a fitness routine.
Yeah.
I want to become more fit, but then that's just is a goal. To maybe become fitness or have a fitness, become more fit, right?
Yeah.
But how do I get there? I will say this is what I'll need to be doing on a daily basis. Maybe I will walk this number of steps.
Yeah.
Or I will start running this number of kilometers, or I will enroll to a gym. And how many times do I need to go to a gym? 2-3 times a week, or whatever works for you. So the thing is that establish that goal. The goal is to become fit, all right, or become healthier, live a more healthy life. But living a more healthy life, then what does that mean for you? It could mean you want to get into more shape. You want to cut some weight, or you want to eat more healthy. You want to be more mindful about self-care. That means you're mindful how many hours of sleep you're sleeping, or what kind of things you're consuming, because the things that we consume also have a direct impact on our health. So then once now you see this is what I need to do, then where can I start on a day? And then break them into small, manageable actions so that it's not overwhelming to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so the other way, the second question was, I have forgotten.
How do we help the people with the fixed mindset
Yes.
to also come up with an action plan and see its importance?
Perhaps challenge yourself. Ask yourself, if the people who can do this, are they any more special than I am? One of the favorite quotes that I like is that the people who built the world, even the different civilizations that we have come through, you know, up to where the world is, great inventions, they are no better than I am. They are no better. Perhaps we may not be in the same environment, but they are no better. So with effort. So if you're there and you're struggling and you're thinking, I cannot do, I would want to challenge you that with a little effort and with more learning and commitment in your journey, you can. You have probably you're just as healthy as those people who are doing those great things.
Yeah.
We have the same number of hours every day.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that I really challenge myself. I look at people who are doing so much in their lives. They are writing books.
Yeah.
They are running businesses. They are running good families, successful families. Maybe others are raising children.
Yeah.
They are doing so much. I always ask myself, how many hours a day do these people have that I do not have? So when you look at, then that I take it as a challenge.
Yes.
That I have no excuse not to be calm.
Yeah.
Because God gave us an equivalent number of hours per day. He's given us time. So what we do, what I do with my time, really gives me the results or doesn't give me those results. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting, but still on action, an action plan. So once you have the action plan, how do you ensure that you actually follow through?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is where now the deal breaker is in following through.
Yes.
Because like the beginning of the year, January, right now, a lot of us are excited about even enrolling for gym.
Yes.
Enrolling for, personally I have said, I'll be walking this number of steps per day. I'm aiming at 10,000. Okay. I'll get there.
Okay.
So we start with a lot of excitement.
Yes.
But then things happen. And because, again, the growth is not linear. Challenges come. Sometimes, some days you are more motivated than other days. One of the ways I would say is find someone who can hold you accountable. Okay. All right? Write your goals down. First of all, say, I will achieve this. Yes. And start with the small things. I once had a general in the army say, one of the tasks every day, the smallest task you can begin with, start by making your bed. Yeah. It feels very fulfilling. Yeah. All right? Or tidying up your space, decluttering your space. Yes. Small things, you're teaching your mind that you are able to achieve. So one of the ways, find someone who can hold you accountable. The other thing, start small so that the more you achieve, you get more motivation. Yeah. All right? Like seeing it as a marathon. When a marathon, some of us go to marathons, we sprint and then barely a kilometer, we are so finished. Yeah. But the people who've done it, they know they have to pace themselves. Pace themselves. So the same way in our goals, pace yourself. Start with a small. The one day, one of the ways is reflect back and say, what did I achieve today? The things that make you feel, and you'd be surprised, in our minds those things record. Yeah. When I am able to set even a small goal and I meet it, as I am motivated. Okay, so that is one of the ways. Then also you can also be creating time to be reviewing your week, for example, or even review your month. What did I do this month? What worked? What did I learn? Where can I improve? So that is one of the ways, and it comes through journaling. So I want to challenge someone, journal, learn to journal, and just journal the things that you're doing, journal your thoughts, even your goals, your inspirations, your challenges, your lessons. That will help you reflect. Yeah, that may be one of the ways that will really help reflect. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and there's something people talk about vision boards a lot. Maybe you can touch on that. Yeah. And how maybe that can help someone. Yeah.
So vision boards, I love them. Vision boards is, I have one. Okay. And vision boards is just the way of now putting visuals to your goals. If I can just say it in very, very simple ways. Yeah. So you have goals or you have inspiration. Yes. And so what you do is find a visual that is as close as possible to that goal or that end goal that you are looking for. For example, you are looking to own a home in 2025 or complete building your home. So what you could have in your vision board, or maybe not even in this year, maybe 2026, 2027. Yeah. So why not have on your vision board that I have this beautiful home, our beautiful house that I'm looking to acquire or to build. So look for a picture that it is as close as possible as to what you have in mind. Yeah. Psychology has taught that what we consistently see, we become. So that is one of the motivations behind vision boards. Okay. So if I'm looking to become more fit again, if I was to use a fitness example, I will go look for an example of someone who's in their fitness journey, or someone who looks very fit, or someone at the gym working out, or somebody who has that kind of body, the kind of a body I want to have, and they look very healthy, at least to me, they look. So I'll look for something else close to that. Perhaps I want to elevate my wardrobe or change, upgrade my wardrobe. I will go on Pinterest. I will do some research and I'll look for a beautiful wardrobe that matches what kind of wardrobe do I want to have. So I look for such a picture. So vision boards, what we consistently see, and we are told should be maybe the last thing you see before going to bed and the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning. Sometimes you have it on our phones as screensavers. Something that you consistently see. It speaks to you, it inspires you, and it keeps you focused. It is even biblical, just to see what we consistently see. Write the vision, put it on tablets, you see, so that whoever sees it, then you can run with it. So it's a very biblical way of even just arranging your goals. And again, visuals have a way of just stimulating our emotions and inspiring us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Viewers, I hope you're following this very, very interesting discussion on personal growth. And not only are you following, but you're taking notes and you are actually, determining what areas of your life you will be changing or what you need to do even as we move forward. So again, still, I want to go back on action because I think a lot of us get stuck there in terms of action.
That's true.
So I may have this amazing vision board. I have, I'm self-aware. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know where I want to be. So my action plan now is addressing the things that I need to do. But I'm just wondering, so what format would that be?
Okay.
Would it be points? Would it be a schedule? Would it be, a comprehensive document? How do I, summarize all these things?
All right. There are very many ways of just for us writing down our goals. And there are tables, there are assessment tools that one can use on this era of technology. You could Google how to even put tables or tables. But then again, for me, I do different ways. I could even color code my goals. For example, or definitely I will separate my financial goals with my physical goals or fitness goals. I will also then again, what I also do is attach maybe a quote to a goal or attach a scripture. Now that because I believe in scriptures and the word of God as inspiration for me to achieving my goals. So there are different goals for different areas of your life. Now you see, because as human beings, we are multifaceted. So it's for you now to begin with, again, self-assessment. Where am I at right now? So you do a thorough self-assessment of where you are at right now. Because, and a true picture, because you have to be true to yourself. A true picture of that really shows where am I at now. Then where do I want to be, say in 12 months. Or 6 months. Let's take the example of 12 months. Maybe before we go to that example, we need to take a break about now. See how time runs and flies. So we need to take a break now, viewers. We'll be right back. So we'll come back and talk about how to do your action plan in whatever format, because as we are being told, we are all different. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Every man of God must remain focused in the ministry.
A pastor needs prayer, care, love, and encouragement.
You have to have a mentor, someone you can be able to obey, to love, to submit to.
What these pastors and leaders should do to create the right culture.
The most powerful thing a pastor can do to his people is teach them.
Being accountable to an authority is not weakness, it's strength.
On Encourage a Pastor, we share real and authentic conversations that intend to give solutions to a pastor.
If there's a minister out there are character issues, don't push. Don't keep on ministering. You won't be fruitful.
In the body of Christ, certain wives have given up because probably they feel they haven't gotten the right leadership from their own husbands.
We need to learn to know our husbands after the Spirit.
I'm telling you, don't quit.
Catch Encourage a Pastor every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Welcome back, viewers. We are still discussing personal growth. And just before we took the break, I actually had to cut short our guest in studio, Beth. But she was talking about how we can put together our action plans and in what format it can be. And I actually asked that question because sometimes it looks like a lot of work.
It does.
You know?
Yes, it
so
is.
I think you just shedding light on that may encourage someone that is watching this morning on exactly what it is that they are supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I think it's very natural to feel like goals can be, it's very natural to feel overwhelmed about these goals, because the reality of how do I do this? The whole year. We were taking an example of 12 months.
Yes.
So give yourself, for example, we are doing 2025 goals, and we want by the end of the year, I will have done 1, 2, 3. So we begin with self-assessment in whatever area of your life. It could be your spiritual goals, financial goals, physical goals, social goals, whatever. So once you do them by the end of the year, then we do something called reverse engineering.
Okay.
And not all can be, but some of them can be. So what can be broken down into by the 9th month, before we get to 12 months, by the 9th month, I should be here.
Okay.
So we come from the 9th month, we work backwards to 6 months, backwards to 3 months.
Okay.
Now the 3 months up even backwards to 1 month. And now we break down that 1 month even to weekly goals.
Okay.
Because life happens now in the daily actions.
Yes.
All right. So what do I need to do daily? There are goals you can action daily. There are those that you cannot action daily.
Okay.
There are goals that you peg on a monthly check, so to say. Because, for example, if you're employed and you have financial goals, daily doesn't really cut it, but monthly will do for you. But fitness, again, the same example with fitness. It now boils down to what is my daily action. My daily action could be my diet. What am I eating? How am I tracking what I'm eating? It could be how many steps am I walking, or how many kilometers am I running? So what you do is just break down the goals. Just like we are told, if you have a very big, huge meal to eat, you cannot all just eat it at once. You chunk it into small pieces. And then if you need help, this is now where you reach out to someone and say, help me break down this into some manageable steps that I can do either daily, weekly, monthly, or even in 3 months. Because if I'm enrolling for a short course, I will take that off as a goal, maybe after 3 months or 6 months. So it's just about you, just break down your goals.
Okay. All right. So I hope, viewers, you have followed that. I was asking on your behalf. Because I've also experienced that it's actually quite a tedious process.
It is.
And so when you understand that you can break it down, and how you can break it down, it makes it much easier and much more encouraging to do. So maybe we can now look at what are the other pillars of personal growth.
Okay. The other pillar I would want to share, and it speaks to everybody despite their journey where they are, or even age or season, it's something close and dear Resilience, building resilience. Resilience is your ability to overcome setbacks and challenges or even obstacles to your journey of personal growth. Because the reality is, life is not linear. What you're expecting will happen tomorrow, perhaps will not happen. Things will not go as you want. There will be discouragement along the way. Prepare for it, expect it. There will be some setbacks you come across and they just really threaten that you will not, they threaten you, you will not be able to achieve your goals or your journey of personal growth. So resilience then is that ability for you to come across that setback, challenge, whatever it is, then face it and bounce back to your cause and go on with your journey. Is it going to be easy? No. The truth is, personal growth is painful. It comes at a price. So at the beginning of it, just be prepared. Be mentally prepared, psychologically prepared that things will not always work as you want. It helps a lot because expect curves, expect detours here and there. But if you are able, some people come across a setback and over and done, they quit. Okay? They wrap up and say, it was never that serious. I don't have to. Or you just shrink back and you're unable to continue. It shouldn't be like that. Cry if you may, step back if you may, take a break if you may, but do not let it be the end of your journey. Do not let it be the sign for you to stop. It is a sign for you teaching yourself that I'm stronger than this. I can handle this. I am able to overcome this. Then you build resilience and you overcome and carry on with your journey of personal growth. Wow.
When you talk about bouncing back and resilience, I think this is one message that maybe people need to hear and keep hearing. Because life throws so many curveballs at us.
True.
And you begin the year excited, as you mentioned earlier. And then setbacks. In fact, sometimes when you don't even have a plan, somehow things just seem to be working. The minute you put it down and you decide, now this is what I need to achieve, suddenly it looks like you woke up some sleeping giant somewhere and they are just determined to make sure you don't make it. So what can somebody do? Because I think there's a story now online. I don't know if you've come across it. I think it's one very, I think, devastating story of a lady who lost the husband and I think a son.
I have come across it, yes.
And then she was left with her daughter and now I think they had a fire. And then now she's lost the daughter, she's in hospital. I mean, how do we overcome things like this?
Life happens to all of us, and we don't get to choose. That's the thing about it, that we don't get to choose what happens. In my personal life, I've made through transitions. I've gone through transitions, and they may not be as hard as that lady's name. I mean, that lady's story, her story is quite devastating. And even just for me being able to rise when going through tough times. And tough times, sometimes we don't even get to dictate how long they will last. All of a sudden, your life is thrust into something you never saw coming. Your life is thrust into a pit, very dark. You cannot see your way out. Let me share my story. One of the things that worked for me is that it was hard. It was difficult, rising from a place of loss, a place of grief, and grieving many things. Grieving the loss of people loved ones. You lose them. You also grieve loss. You have lost material things, and I was also grieving like I've lost time. You know, life has happened, and goals. My journey didn't go as I had envisioned, and I had to go back to recalibrate. I had to go back to kind of regroup. And what kept me going is I'm alive. First of all, I'm alive. I can breathe. It is as dark can get. So what kept me alive is I am here. I tried beginning and counting the things in my life then that looked like they were working.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were few, but there were the things I was holding on to.
Yeah.
There were the things I was clinging onto when I went through a difficult time of loss and grief. So I kept telling myself, Beth, you can breathe. You are here. And coming back also to something I had mentioned earlier, taking every day, a day at a time, a day at a time. And giving, what we usually say, giving yourself grace. It feels very easy to say, but very difficult to go through when you're practically going through it.
Yeah.
That I will face each day with some level of optimism. It is true, I cannot see how next week is going to be.
Yeah.
I cannot even see how next month is going to look like for me.
Yeah.
So the fact that I was alive, then for me, I remembered that I had gone through painful moments earlier on again in my life.
Yeah.
So recounting memories of things I had gone through earlier on, even growing up, and I had overcome.
Yeah.
I just said, even these I am able to overcome.
Yeah.
The other thing that kept me going is a strong support system of people. Because really life we can do alone. We cannot do alone. So support system of people, and that is why it's not recommended for any of us to do life by ourselves.
Yeah.
Do life alone. So some of those were church community, others were friends, others were colleagues. So just having people around you and people speaking life into you, people encouraging you, because you just need that daily encouragement. And you never know what just calling somebody or one phone call to such a person can mean for them, and just being there for them. So those are the things I kept reminding myself. The sun is shining. I am alive. Yes, my life right now looks chaotic, looks like it is in shambles, and all I can see is darkness. But I kept saying, I'm alive. And because I'm breathing, I can see tomorrow.
Wow.
And the memories of what I had overcome earlier, and the support system of people, they really kept me going.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Viewers, I hope you're following. It's not all lost. Excuse me. It's not all lost as long as we are still here. Okay. So, excuse me. Let me take some water. Yeah. So, thank you so much, Victor. We see your comments on social media. The power of mindset, I'm learning, and also thank you for clarifying more on vision boards. So I hope we'll have more people doing their vision boards this year. Then again, just a follow through on what you have said, bouncing back and just going through challenges that life may throw at us.
Yes.
In terms of some of the hindrances, because I think curveballs are one of the things that make us, you know, fall off track on our goals. But what could be the other challenges perhaps that people face that maybe you may want to touch on? Yeah, that can help somebody know how to deal with it.
Fear.
Okay.
Fear is a big one, and especially the fear of failure. When you're beginning your personal growth journey, we said you start with a lot of excitement, but soon life throws at you things. You come across adversity or even discouragement. And sometimes your fear, for example, you're starting or setting up a business, and fear engulfs your heart. So the fear of failure is a hindrance because it keeps you contained. It keeps you limited because you're not able to take on new things. You're not able to take on risks or to embrace risk taking, and you're analyzing and even over-analyzing, and you're just afraid to fail. I would want to challenge somebody and maybe speak to them and say, the ability to see failure as feedback and not as defeat is important. when I was also handling transitions and I was beginning this journey of coaching and setting up a business
Yes.
and learning, charting a new path in my life.
Yes.
One of the things I was also afraid, and I kept saying, is how it is going to work through.
Yeah.
And it's true, because you will face rejection, okay?
Yeah.
At times you come across self-doubt. You're wondering, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So there's the self-doubt. How
Yeah.
am I going to do it? How will I handle this?
Yeah.
But the ability to say, I am willing to try. I am willing to learn through.
Yeah.
And I will redefine failure. I think having also failed many times in different things teaches you that no one in this globe, no one walking the earth today hasn't failed at one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Even children fail. And they learn failure from a small part. They're trying to walk, they fail. But it is how you talk of that failure.
Yeah.
If you see it as feedback, it just teaches you lessons.
Yeah.
And then you dust yourself,
Yeah.
pick yourself up, and keep moving.
Yeah.
So fear of failure also will keep you in your comfort zone. So comfort zone is also another hindrance of personal growth.
Yeah.
And comfort zones, we need to get out of comfort zone, whatever comfort zone means for you.
Yeah.
Because comfort zone, again, means different things to different people.
Yeah.
So it is you to say, because it feels safe.
Yeah.
Granted, yeah, it feels very safe. I've done this over and over again.
Yeah.
I can do this. I feel very safe. But what that does, it stifles growth.
Yeah.
Okay. Our comfort zones are a killer.
Yeah.
Of growth, are a killer of destiny, even killer of dreams.
Yeah.
So push yourself. Try out new things. Try out meeting new people.
Yeah.
Try out even learning new skills.
Yeah.
So the comfort zones is another one. The other one is just lack of self-belief,
Yeah.
lack of confidence. Is a big hindrance to personal growth. Because, again, coming back to a mindset, there are things you don't believe are for you.
Yeah.
There are things that look good, and they are far off for some people.
Yeah.
Even things, let's say, for example, marriage or relationships.
Yeah.
You can have this mentality that marriage is for a particular set of people,
Yeah.
or can only work for some people.
Yeah.
And you take on this victim mentality that marriage is not for me, business is not for me, a successful career is not for me, a successful home is not for me.
Yeah.
So you write yourself and speak yourself out of things that you can do, because you have believed the wrong things. You need to challenge your belief system.
Okay.
So maybe those are some few off my mind that I can mention.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, viewers, I hope we are getting helped and learning from this discussion. There's something I saw, I think it was on TikTok, and there's this lady who posted and said, I think I deserve the world, so I'm giving it to myself.
Exactly.
You know, I looked
love
at that quote
I love that.
and I said, this is amazing. It's something that I think we haven't really thought about. And when you talk about relationships, many times you find people are like, oh, I want to give my children the world. I want to give my loved ones the world. But can we give them to ourselves first?
Yes.
You know, then you can share, you know. I mean, I saw that and I said, what a mindset to begin the year with, you know. And so when you're talking about the different setbacks and the things that, you know, hinder us, I just thought, wow, you know. You deserve the world.
You do.
Give it to yourself.
You do.
Yeah, anything that is within, even those that are not within reach.
Yes.
Really, if you
Absolutely.
really desire, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
One of the things that would even challenge somebody, take on big and bold steps.
Yeah.
Bold steps.
Yeah.
And bold steps are really expanding out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And saying, I deserve the world like whoever that lady is.
Yeah.
I deserve good life, a good
Yeah.
life. I deserve these opportunities that I see coming across and people having them.
Yeah.
I deserve to tell a good story of myself. But many times there's something we call an inner critic, the self-talk, the one that critiques you.
Yeah.
That even after some people, after you say, I deserve it, then it will come and remind you, are you the same one who's struggling with 1, 2, 3? And quickly it wants to call you back like to order. That inner critic, reframe. Say, I might have fallen, but I'm not a failure.
Yeah.
I might even have shut a business or two. I might have taken losses here and there.
Yes.
I might even have failed in a marriage. But does that really define me and bring an end to my story? I love some people, and we like to compare for us Africans and other people from other different parts of the world.
Yeah.
There are people from other parts of the world who they fail in one thing and quickly you won't even know. They move so swiftly.
Yes.
Swiftly.
Yeah, like it never happened.
And like it never happened. And with no shame.
Yeah.
And with no feeling the pressure
Yeah.
to explain themselves.
Yeah.
Because they believe, they believe life is worth it.
Yes.
Why life is worth living.
Yeah.
And I believed it. Yesterday I was just having a conversation. I don't know what time allows us.
It does. It does.
With somebody who was reminding me, Beth, you're single at this age.
Yeah.
And I was just having this very candid conversation with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, hey, it's time to do something. So I told him, I realize and I acknowledge.
Yeah.
But I will not let that be the pressure
Yeah.
to the one to drive me.
Yeah.
I totally do believe in a good life,
Yes.
in a good marriage, in
Yes.
enjoying life.
Yeah.
I totally do believe, and I'm up for all. I mean, up for it
Yes.
in every way.
Okay.
What I will not do is allow fear
Yeah.
to drive me.
Yeah.
What I will not do is allow pressure
Yeah.
to be the one dictating what I do and what I don't do. I am willing to give myself room to enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean to experience.
Yes.
To have experiences.
Yes.
And he was like, okay. Yeah, because for me, I will not allow life. You can allow pressure to drive you.
Yeah.
You can allow opinions of others to shape you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just own yourself, own your life. Yeah, own your life and give yourself, life is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Lovely. Viewers, I hope you are following this discussion. Again, I said we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. If you have any comments, questions, please put them through. We are just about to end the show, and I don't want to end it without addressing any of your concerns. Please do that, and then we'll check and respond. So when we look at all these issues, we've looked at the pillars of growth, we've looked at some of the hindrances, we've looked at how, we can actually implement those pillars. But I don't know if there are any maybe tips that you can give, especially to our viewers, that you can say, maybe these are practical ways you can do all these things. Maybe we've used a lot of English today, but in terms of takeaways, maybe this is what you just need to do, and you'll be home and dry.
All right. Good. One of the practical ways is create time to self-reflect on your journey.
Okay.
Create time to just assess how your journey is going, or where you are at. It is not complicated. All you need to do is take a book or a pen and assess where you are at now, or if you have already started the journey, how is it going for you? If that is too difficult for you, sit with a close friend, somebody who means well for you, somebody who will also be truthful to you, and they can tell you 1, 2, 3. They can give you feedback. So constantly check with that person, and that person could be a close friend. Okay, that person could be a mentor. That person could be a coach. So our self-reflection is very important. Again, it's just simple questions of what have I accomplished, what has worked for me, what has worked. You can ask what worked. Okay. Where can I improve? What lessons did I learn? So just that is also keeping track on how you're doing. The other very, very practical ways, again, someone who can hold you accountable, because it's different. You see, like if you tell a child, if I use this example, tell a child, do this task as I sit here and wait. Chances are that child will do the task. They will carry out the task because you're there watching them. And you will give them feedback. Whatever feedback you'll give the child. Or when we do very well, when we know we are being supervised. I think it's just a human thing. So that is the role of people who can give you feedback. And people you can submit to are your friends, sometimes friends who are not familiar, friends who mean you well. And also now that is where mentors, coaches, leaders come in. People who can give you feedback, all right? So that is one of the practical ways. The other practical ways I had actually alluded to it is journal your journey.
Yeah.
Keep memories of your journey.
Yeah.
I love it that these days there are all these apps that help us to document our journey. There are all these apps that help us to, maybe you can even document in form of pictures. There is a before and after picture,
Wow.
all right? If you can say, let me take a picture of myself today.
Yes.
And you say, watch me after 1 year.
Yeah.
All right? Where will I be? So journal, whichever way you use, there are apps, there are all these tools that we can use, or just simple, a book.
Yeah.
This is where I am at. And also checking your thoughts.
Yeah.
What kind of thoughts am I constantly entertaining?
Yes.
Are they thoughts that empower me, or are they thoughts that deflate me? So constantly checking, okay? All right, then the other thing, learn. Give yourself permission to learn. Go out there, seek. If you don't have a mentor, this January is a good month to ask someone to be a mentor, to mentor you.
Yeah.
January is a good month to seek out a coach who can coach you in a certain way.
Yeah.
January is a good month to join a networking club.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's also a good month to join all these online groups and communities we have,
Yeah.
where there are people who are walking the same journey as yourself. So those are some very practical skills that you can do.
Yeah.
And just start small again. Start small, pace yourself, and ask for help.
Yeah.
Do not be too proud to ask for help. And do not even maybe ashamed to say, I need help.
Okay.
People are willing to help.
Wow.
People aren't bad. They're willing to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Interesting. Viewers, we are coming to the end of our show in a very short while. But maybe before we do that, maybe you can just emphasize and maybe tell us the coaching you do.
Yeah.
I think you have told us already what your passion is,
Yeah.
even as you coach people. But maybe you can tell us and then also tell us where people can get you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I am a life coach, and I work with people who want to become a better version of themselves, are in different seasons of their journey or in different parts of their journey. I run a coaching program. It's both training and coaching. It's a hybrid of both, called Bounce Back and Beam, and it's anchored on rebuilding resilience or building resilience. It's anchored on personal growth, all the things that we have talked about, and much more that time wouldn't allow us here. You can reach me on my social media handles. My name is Beth Wairimo on Facebook. I have a TikTok page. I'm on TikTok as well. It's called Rise and Rise on TikTok. I also have a Bounce Back and Beam page on Facebook and on Instagram. On all those platforms, you will find me, and I'll be happy to support you in your personal growth journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. So maybe you can give us in a minute.
Yeah.
What would be your parting shot? What would you want our viewers to carry away from today's show?
Excellent. One of the parting shots, I want to leave a quote with you by a gentleman called Peter Drucker, a quote that speaks to me, and I do believe it's going to resonate with you and speaks to you, that the best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way we can predict 2025 in as far as our personal growth journeys are concerned is create it. And we begin today. This is the best time today. The best time was yesterday, but we don't have yesterday. We have today. So the best way to predict the future is by creating it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What a way to end our first show of the year. So again, viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's do this again. We are here every Thursday morning from 7:30. And I have been your host, Laureen Magotsi. And I look forward to amazing guests, amazing shows this year. So please tune in, put it in your tracker, in your calendar, that you have to tune in every Thursday morning for the morning digest. And of course, we have other programs also on Elevate TV that you will be of benefit to you and you want to tune in. So thank you so much for being part of the show this morning. Until next time, bye-bye, God bless you, and have a fabulous weekend ahead.
Life Church International is training Christ-like workers for Christ-like Church through Gospel Light College and Nation to Nation Christian University from Dallas, Texas. We offer a certificate, a bachelor's degree and master's degree in biblical studies and community development. The training will prepare you for ministry and the work of God in the church and the body of Christ. Through our different ministry partners, we have classes in Nairobi, Kajiado, Kirinyaga, and Machakos. Contact us through 0748 006112 for the ongoing registration for January 2025.